guys that flavor, that energy. You know what I'm saying? I really wanted to bring it to you guys because this right now. Right now is the now. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to put it down for y'all. It's now. When I talk about now, I'm talking about now. It's this present moment. This moment that we have. This is the best blessing. You know what I'm saying? Because this is all that ever is and ever was. Is now. And that's what we have to recognize. That we have the power. We have the power to make the now the best now ever. You know what I'm saying? So when you know that about yourself, you don't hold that back. You know what I'm saying? We gotta stop holding it back. You gotta give it your all. You know what I mean? Too many people be folding back. You know what I'm saying? Just like taking their own power for themselves. I'm like, dog, you taking your own power from you. How is that possible? You're giving it away. Essentially. Why would you do such a thing? Shame on you. But I don't want to put no shame on anybody's game. People just need to understand that it's time for a change. You can always do better, but you know at the end of the day, you can't change the world. Can you? People say you can't. I believe I can because I believe I can do anything. So I'm going to change the motherfucking world. But they say you got to change yourself. And I'm like, you know what? I know the fuck I is. Who I am, who I ain't, who I don't want to be, who I'm becoming. And I love who I am. Everything about me I love, man. You can't change nothing. You can't say nothing to me to make me fucking not like myself, man. This is what it is. That's just how I carry myself. From the bottom to the top, man. From every part of my life and everything that makes me me. I respect and love myself. And I always have to just express that. I've always had to express that to let the people know how it fucking feels to be me, man. You know, I just want to keep it real, man. Because I've been through drama. I've been through pain. I've felt the troublesome worries through the rain. The sorry, the sad times. You know what I'm saying? The sorry and the sad times. I just felt that shit, you know what I mean? Like, I just know how it feels. I'm not holding nothing back. I want the world to know that. You gotta stay in the zone. You can't be getting knocked off your swag. You can't let people knock you off your zone. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be so dialed in, man. Dialed in on who you are, because that's what I do. I'm dialed into who I am. What I love, what I want, where I'm going, what I don't want, where I don't want to go. I know it all, you know what I'm saying? And I'm dialed in. And when you're dialed in like that, it's like nobody can fuck with you. Nothing can knock you off your course. You're not like a motherfucking, you're not just like a feather in the wind. Some people just, they feathers in the wind. You know what I'm saying? They ain't fucking sturdy. You gotta be sturdy, bro. And that's what I did, man. I built my own soul within myself. I had to go to war with myself, you know what I mean? I had to start a revolution within to really recreate myself. Because that's the problem with the world today is people, they psychologically they've been taken over. They've been taken over the people's minds. When your mind has been taken over, you've literally been conquered. They've conquered the minds of the people. You can just see it. When you're someone like me and you're dialed into your strength, your core strength, and you're connected with God and you just know who you are, you see the world differently. And you see the world and you're like, damn, like, man, they really got the people, man. They got the people fucking controlled, dog. The people controlled. They took the people, man. And you know what it is? It's subtle. It's I don't know what it is, but it's like they conquered the mind. And it's like we've all felt like that, man. A lot of people feel like they've been conquered, you know, they've been knocked down, they don't know what to do. And my solution to the world is this. We need a revolution. You gotta have another motherfucking revolution. But this revolution this ain't a physical, this is a spiritual revolution. You gotta go on a revolution within yourself. Especially if that's really what it's about. Because if you at war with yourself, yo, how can you go out into this motherfucking world and make something of yourself when this is the fucking jungle, ladies and gentlemen? You think we're living in modern times because, you know, we are technically, but you think we're living because the world is safe. It's not like it was 1,000 years ago. It's the same place. This is the same motherfucking place. It's just updated, but it's the same motherfucking psychology. The same shit. So it's a jungle. You know what I mean? So if it's a motherfucking jungle, how are you gonna go out into this world and motherfucking build something if you're at war with yourself? It's like, bro, you can't even start. You gotta go to war. And that's what I did for myself. Personally, I went on a revolution for myself. I revolutionized who I was. I revolutionized who I was. You know what I'm saying? I revolutionized what I was about. I said, you know what? I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna love myself. I'm gonna respect myself. What I think is dope, I'm gonna think is dope. And I'm not gonna let the world tell me what's cool and what's not cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, the world gonna tell you that, but I'm not gonna let the world convince me that what I think is cool is not cool. That's something you gotta have as a person. You gotta have that knowing. It's a knowingness. When you just know what you love and what you're about and your values and what you fucking stand for. When you fucking know that about yourself, man, nobody can fuck with you. And you're not easily influenceable. You know what I'm saying? They just can't influence you. You want to be able to be open-minded, but don't be so fucking influenceable. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, wait, hold up. What are you influencing? What are you trying to present to me? Because I know it's tight. You gotta know, they gotta know that about yourself. Like, you gotta know what's fresh about yourself in life, and not think just because this is what's on television, this is the cool thing, or because this is what everybody's wearing, this is the cool thing, or because everybody thinks this. Just because everyone's doing it doesn't mean it's cool. You know what I mean? A lot of people smoke crack. That doesn't mean it's a fucking good idea. That doesn't mean it's cool at the end of the day. 6 billion people, every person on the planet could be smoking crack or smoking. You know what I mean? Whatever. You know, I smoke weed, by the way, so that's okay. I don't think that, but like, you know what I'm saying? That's not a good thing. It's not good to smoke weed at all or smoke crack at all. I'm just saying, like, for real. The point is, man, you gotta know what you think is fresh about this world, about yourself, about what you like, and bro, when you fucking know it, then you're able to present something of value to the world, because now you're rare, you're unique. Now you're the person. It's like this. This is what I realized for myself. I was like, boom. The world could be, the world is like a swimming pool, right? The world is like a swimming pool. Some people supply the water. Some people are the people that supply the water, essentially. Be the person that you have your own swimming pool, supply your own water. Some people go to the pool. Some people have their own pool and bring people over to the pool. That's the type of shit I'm trying to say. That's basically what I'm saying. Have your own pool. Find your own thing. Create your own. Build your own world. You know what I'm saying? And it starts with you having that confidence. And that's one thing I realized in my life. I was like, you know what? I started to really look within myself, and I started to fall. I think I really decided to love myself. You know what I'm saying? I was like, dude, I'm gonna step outside of me, and just like, if I literally could just step out of my body and then look at me, I would just give myself a hug. I'm just gonna give myself a hug and be like, yo, bro, you got this, dog. Everything's gonna be okay. You got this, my man. You the man, bro. Chill up, bro. You got this, dog. Let's rock and roll. Like, you know what I mean? You got step outside of yourself and give yourself that. Like, literally. That's the number one thing about this whole game of life. It's like, dude, it's just you by your fucking self, dog. It's you in your head. That's it. And then people around you, but like no one knows really what's going on in here but you. And it's like, you gotta fucking link those. You gotta be linked together, bro. That's why I was saying the people need a revolution. That's why people be struggling right now, because people don't know how to do that. They don't know how to do that, man. You know, and the problem is because it's like everybody's so fucking locked in on mainstream advice. You can't be so locked in on the mainstream. The mainstream is watered down knowledge. You can't be like everybody else. Like the whole concept of being alive. The whole concept of like life. And just like, man, like I be like looking at the world like, yo, y'all ain't playing the game right. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm like, nigga, y'all ain't playing the game right. This how I look at it like this. If life was a bitch, I fuck her the best. That's what I believe. If life was a bitch, I fuck her the best. And everybody should feel that way. That's how you should feel about your life, about yourself, about how you're living life. Just from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. However, whatever happens, no matter where you're at, the way you live, you gotta play it the best. how you walk, how you talk, how you dress, how you feel about yourself. What does that look like? That just looks like fucking being fresh, liking yourself, being the coolest, fucking being just like fucking being confident. You know what I mean? Like being fucking just being it. You know what I'm saying? Because I be looking at some people and I'm like, a lot of people, and I look at my old self and I was like, damn, like I wasn't really playing the game of life for real. I wasn't looking at it like a game and having fun. I was like, fuck that, bro. I'm playing this motherfucker the best. I'm about to show the world. That's what I'm about to do. And I was looking at it, I was like, you know what? For me personally, I was like, you know what? Let me just take the fucking responsibility and make this shit cooler. I'm just make shit cool. It's gonna make life cooler. I got a whole plan. It's already manifested. I'm just letting life happen. You know what I'm saying? Let it happen supernaturally. And that's something in life you gotta understand. Letting things happen supernaturally. Don't think about how you're gonna do it. Just fucking set the target to do it, and the universe will conspire and help you do what you need to do. The opportunities will present themselves, and then you'll know which actions to take. You know what I'm saying? The moment will happen. The idea will pop in your head. Like everything you need to do. Like don't try to fucking solve your problems in the 3 dimension. You gotta go 5th dimension. That's the only way to solve problems. Albert Einstein, he said you can't solve a problem with the same level of consciousness that started the problem, essentially. Something like that. That's the quote. Something like that. So he's basically saying the fucking thinking that you use to inspire the problem that you created, you're not gonna solve it from that same level of thinking, that same level of consciousness. You gotta go to another dimension. And so like that's how you let shit happen supernaturally. That's how I look at this whole life. That's my whole plan of just like me doing what I'm gonna fucking do in this world and have a fucking good ass life is it's like all planned out. I'm just letting it all ride out, bro. It's dope. And I look at it like, it's not like I'm taking my hands off the steering wheel, but I've got the coordinates dialed in. Coordinates are dialed in. And the way you do that, honestly, is you gotta fucking put your phone down. You gotta think more strategic about life, yo. Think more strategic about life. Long-term thinking. Really get down to the nitty-gritty. What the fuck do you want? You know what I mean? What do you want? 100 trillion thousand fucking percent dialed in. So dialed into what you want. And then really start pulling it back. Think about the greater good, you know what I mean? But really know what the fuck you want. When you really know, you got like, and how let's get down to the really knowing. It's knowing the motherfucking energy, the feeling of what you want. You gotta know how it feels, man. The feeling, the frequency, the vibration, if it could be quantified, you gotta know which fucking which code. Like the code, you gotta just say the code of the matrix. You're like, that's what I want. Right there, it's right there, the pictures like that. Boom. When you know that, shit, it gets easier. That's how that's how you solve the problems, and you go to the 5th dimension. 5th dimension, yo, is in the theta state. That's meditation. You can do it broad daylight though too. You don't have to always have to do meditation. You can be meditation while you're awake. You can be meditating with your eyes wide open. Right? You can do meditative walking, things like that. But meditation, right before you go to bed, right when you're waking up, in those states, like right when you wake up and you go walk to the bathroom, and you're like, have a sleep, boom, theta state. That's when you gotta go meditation. Don't touch your phone. The cell phone is a device for mind control. This phone, I'm telling you right now, I put it together. I was looking at it, I was just staring at it for like what happened was I was on the phone and I was thinking about something, and then like I looked up, it was like 20 minutes had passed, and for some reason I set the phone down, I looked at it, I was like, yo, that happens all the fucking time. If that happens all the time, that means this is a device for mind control. That's mind control. It controls your mind. The phone is a device for mind control, and that's one of the biggest issues in our world today. This is why no one has any flavor. This is why the world isn't as cool as it used to be, like in the 80s, the 90s, the 60s, and you see like the pictures and the videos, like it's not as fresh as it was. Like there's something missing in the frequency. The phones took it. Phones took it. I'm telling you, technology's taking it. And that's why I realized I had to fall like more in love with who I was as a person. I was like, dude, I'm not gonna let I'm not gonna let these motherfuckers take my soul. I'm telling you, niggas is getting their soul taken. I'm looking out and I'm walking around in the world. I'm like, people are literally walking without souls, or like they're alive, but maybe they have soul, but their spirit is something. I'll tell you this: the light bulb is dim. It's dim. Something like it's like a little dim lights, not as bright as it could. I'm like, dude, I'm not letting this fucking society, this world, these phones. I'm not letting them take that from me. I gotta get more. And you know how you get more? Yo, you gotta go talk to like people in their 60s, people in their 60s and 70s. You gotta go talk to a 70-year-old black dude, a brother, OG, like a real, like, you know what I'm saying, like a real soulful brother who's got so much personality and spark. He don't know nothing about the internet, and he's like people who are cut from that cloth, from a cloth. There's like a certain frequency in the world. It ain't even all about race either. It's just people who have soul, like spirit, like deep personal reality, frequency. Like those type of people are like, man, there's people out here still like that, but they're like, you know what I mean? They're like the last of a dying breed. And there's gonna be still people who have spirit and soul, who have a lot of it, but it's like when you look at the overarching mass index of humanity, it's getting pulled away slowly. People are just like, you know, and I think it's just kind of like, I don't know, in a lot of ways it's almost like a dog. Dogs that are just kind of like, yeah, not really ready to fucking have a good time, whatever, you know, I don't know. Let's talk about the positives though. Let's talk about the positives. I'm really just saying this because, you know what? I'm making this as an urgent message. Maybe this is, fuck it, man. This ain't about, maybe that is positive. This is positive. All this is positive. The positive, the good news is this. Is that what a time to be alive, to be the source of a good energy, a good spirit. Because, listen, people are fucking fiending for a good time, yo. People are fiending for a good time. This is the zeitgeist, ladies and gentlemen. I've done my spare fucking share of fucking, I look at the world, I'm perspicacious, and I look at the world and I say to myself, these motherfuckers just really want to have a good time. People are so locked in to working their 9 to 5, and all the fun is happening on the phone. We live vicariously. You don't have to go to the party. You can experience the party from the comfort of your home. Why go to the concert when you can watch it on Instagram? You know, like, there's still people who do those things, but for the most part, you don't have to do any of that. And a lot of people don't. And this is why I realized that's what the world needs. And people want more fun. More, and it's not even about, here's really to bring it back to. It's not about the place that you're going to. People want to feel better. That's what people want, man. And I really got it down. I really figured it out 2 days ago. This is 2 days ago. I had a eureka moment. Like Eureka. It was like, you know what I mean? Like in the movies, cartoons, Eureka. I thought to myself, I know what the world is lacking. I know what the world needs. The world is lacking sex appeal. It's just not sexy anymore. Something is just not sexy anymore. Something about the way music, the artists, the swag, the fashion, like, it's just not sexy. And sexy has nothing to do with sex. I'm just talking about sexiness. Like, that's it's like sexiness. Something about the world needs some pimp juice, man. The world needs some pimp juice. It needs some flavor. Like, they need some flavor in the spirit of the times. The spirit of the times. Like in the 60s. Or like the Harlem Renaissance. The Harlem Renaissance, excuse me. The 1920s. It was like the Harlem 20s, the Roaring 20s. Jazz came in. You know what I mean? Like the 60s, rock and roll happened. It was like, boom, like a fucking bomb blew off. And people were like having a good, like, it was like the world got cool again. Like the world's not cool. It's not cool anymore. It's gonna get cooler. But that's the problem. That's what I realized. I was like, there needs to be another boom, a fucking movement, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like a fucking some rock and roll. Like, think about in any time in history when hip hop happened. It was like a fucking thing. Like, whoa. Like, there needs to be a new get the people excited. Get the people excited. Now, you know what made me think of this too? I was like, you know what? The time is now. We gotta stop thinking like, yo, the 60s were the 60s and the 70s. Yeah, that was now. But in 100 years from now, or 50 years from now, they're gonna look at this time period as the 60s. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or the 20s. This is the 20s. They're gonna look at it like that. So if this is the 20s now, we're capable of creating the same shit because it's happening now. So create history now. Let's make that now. Like, let's think like that. I'm here to make history, baby. Fuck with me, y'all. Fuck with me. We're here to make history. Shit. When someone asks me what I'm doing, like, what are you up to these days? I'm like, none. Just making history. Nothing much, just making history. How about you? For real though. That's what I'm on, man. You gotta be on a different time, man. Motherfuckers they be on mainstream time. You gotta be on your own time, ladies and gentlemen. If there's anything you take from this video, is you gotta be on your own time. Still play within the. Okay, listen. There's a simulation going on that we're all linked into. We're all linked into the simulation. But then there's another simulation going on in your mind. You have to have your own you gotta have your own simulation going on inside your brain, bro. If you don't have your own simulation going on, you're playing to the fucking laws of the simulation that's happening in front of you. And it's never gonna be in your favor because it's designed for trillions of people. So you gotta create your own. You gotta create your own. When you create your own, you think different. Apple, nigga. Apple, nigga. Think different. Steve Jobs, dog. Come on. He didn't say that for no reason. Why would they say that? Because they think different. Your brain literally needs to be thinking. The thoughts that you're thinking on a 24/7 basis, you can't be thinking mainstream shit, bro. You can't be thinking like what's on Fox, what's on news, what's the cool music, what's the cool this, what's like what you're allowed to think. Like you gotta create your own thoughts, bro. Create your own mental model. Create your own shit. You know what I mean? Create your own simulation in here. Because in my simulation, bro, I can fly, I'm flying, I can teleport, I can walk on water, I can fucking turn invisible, I'm a ninja, I'm Iron Man, I'm Tony Starks, I'm James Bond. You know what I mean? Like, in here, it's a whole other, you know what I'm saying? Build your own world. Build your own world. Inside and outside, you know what I'm saying? Build your own world, you know? And there's certain things that happen. See, that's the fifth dimension. When you go fifth dimension, you build your own world. Build your own world in the fifth dimension. And so when you're in the 3 dimension, you know, you're not bound by the limitations that the average person is bound by because they're playing within the laws of the 3 dimensions that we're all bound to. When you're in the 5th dimension, you're building your own simulation in your own mind. When you think like that, you can build your own energy. That's how you, and then once it starts from there, then it'll start to express yourself by the way you dress, by the way you communicate, by the way you like to fucking put salt on your French fries. You know what I mean? By the way you like to just do anything. You have your own thing. So now you're a unique individual. Now you're not an NPC in the Matrix. You're not just a fucking carbon copy, a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. Now you're your own human. You know what I'm saying? Now you're individualized. When you're individualized, you stand out. When you stand out, there's only one you compared to everybody else. When there's only one you, that means you're valuable because value is linked to scarcity. The less there is of something, the higher the value it goes. So now if there's only one motherfucking you, and there's only one feeling that only you created, and there's nowhere else anybody can go and get it, now you can set your price even 10 times higher than the average motherfucker. That's how you do this in the Matrix, ladies and gentlemen. Showing you how to be your own motherfucking boss. That's how you think, bro. When you think like that, no one can fucking tell you what to do. You're thinking like a G. You're not thinking like a subordinate. You know what I'm saying? Create your own, bro. You fucking set your own price, man. When you're at that level, when you're a rare individual, just by your personality, monetized, or even just by the type of people that you associate with or you allow around you, you become more of like a prized possession. People respect you more. You know what I mean? You just have that aura. It's called aura, ladies and gentlemen. It's called aura. You know what I'm saying? You know, like Dragon Ball Z? You remember Dragon Ball Z? Shout out to Dragon Ball Z. You know what I'm saying? Remember in Dragon Ball Z, I'm acting like remember, like this is like Dragon Ball Z is not going on right now. But I'm just trying to relate to the people who don't know. Like in Dragon Ball Z, baby. When Goku got his, like, he's Super Saiyaned up, that's frequencies. They're just drawing it as a cartoon. But if we had like infrared glasses, you'd be able to essentially quantify the aura of a person. You'd be able to see it, right? They can do that. So you as a person, you gotta raise your aura points. You gotta raise your light. If your light is not, if you're not bright, if you're not shining bright, vibrating, your consciousness is at a high level, you're gonna struggle manifesting, one thing, and two, you're gonna struggle standing out. It's just gonna make life not as good. You should be playing life at a high consciousness, high vibration. If life is, this is a simulation, it's a game. If you want the fucking best of the best circumstances, the best situations, and always be feeling bliss and living the good life, you have to play the game with high vibration, high levels of consciousness. This is the way it is. This is things people don't even think about. I honestly feel like people suffer so much in life, and it's so unnecessary. Unnecessary amounts of unhappiness in this world. I'm just like, dude, you can literally be living the fucking best life ever. You don't even need money. You don't need anything. You can literally be living in a fucking cardboard box if you were literally that gangster with it, if you wanted to go that gangster with it. But I'm talking about deep levels of inner satisfaction and completion without the necessary needs of any externals. It's a whole nother level. It's a whole nother level. I'm on my way to that level, but I've gotten to that level on a deep, deep level where you realize that, bruh, the power is within you, ladies and gentlemen. The power to do anything and everything, anything you can imagine. And imagination is actually the most important aspect to living your life. I'm not making this up. Albert Einstein said this. He said imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is facts. If Albert Einstein says imagination is more important than knowledge, then literally you should be thinking in your brain only visualizations of your future and what you want and how you want it to look, imagining a better reality. This is Albert Einstein. This is his most famous quote. If Albert Einstein, considered the most smartest man on the planet, left one quote, maybe we need to study that more. Maybe we need to expound and actually think about that and apply it to daily life. Maybe he wasn't really saying nothing crazy. Maybe he didn't, or excuse me, maybe it just sounds too banal for people to think they can actually apply it. But I'm like, yo, you gotta apply that shit. But you know what? Not everybody gonna do the thinking. So if y'all ain't thinking, I'm thinking. So let me think about it. When I look at it, I say, yo, imagination is everything. When you look at it, you're like, yo, reality is reality. But a reality is only the makeup of the past thoughts. This moment right now is only been produced because of the past thoughts. So to create the next reality, I literally cannot acknowledge the current reality. I have to see it for what it is for the moment. But imagining how my brain is working, I cannot be seeing this in my brain. I have to be seeing what I want the whole time. That's how reality is created. Because reality is not coming at you. It's coming from you. Like tomorrow, next week, next month. That's not something that's just going to happen and you're just going to let it happen. It's coming from you. Like, the reality is being created through you, through the frequency of how you're feeling and how you're seeing. It's like if I could picture that, it's almost like a camera. Like, this is what people don't understand about the future and creating your reality. Reality is literally being produced through you. It's not coming at you. Tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, 10 years from now, it's not like this like thing that's like floating towards you. It's floating out of you. Does that make sense? So I'm going to break down how to create reality. This is how reality is being created. Reality does not come at you. It comes through you. It flows through you. And I'm going to explain that right now. Tomorrow, next week, I'm going to keep talking because people keep coming into this live stream. And I want to talk. I don't want people to hear me. Reality is not coming at you. It's coming through you. So tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, 10 years from now, that time is not floating towards you and you have to just and you don't know what it is. Time, consciousness, your reality is being created out of you. And when you understand that, bro, you have the power to literally, you have your destiny in the palm of your hands. You literally put destiny in the palm of your hands. If you want to put destiny in the palm of your hands, you need to understand this one concept. Reality is not coming through you, if you want to put your destiny in the palm of your hands, the only thing you need to understand is this. Reality is not coming at you, it's coming from you. And so tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, 10 years from now, 50 years from now, that is not floating towards you. It's coming out of you. You are creating that. You are producing that. And when you know this and you apply this in your day-to-day perception of life, you will have the destiny in the palm of your hands. You will literally be able to create your life. Create your whole life. Every day, that's how I look at my life. I wake up and I'm creating it. I'm just going to create. I'm literally writing. It's like I'm in my mind. You need to be writing your reality in your brain through your thoughts, in your feelings and emotions, and your intentions. And there's multiple ways to do that. You got to be literally take the concept of creating reality serious and take it logically. Create it by thinking how you want tomorrow to go. Just do it. Don't let it go to chance. Like most people. That's how everyone's living it. Most people are living their life on chance. They're living their destiny on chance. I'm not taking it by chance. Every single thing, I'm literally predicting it as it's happening. I'm thinking it in my brain. That's how I look at it. I'm not letting this shit happen just what? Hell no, bro. That's not how you create reality. This is what people don't understand. People think that reality is coming at them, but reality is coming from them. You literally create your world. Tomorrow, next week, next month, 10 years from now, 50 years from now, that's all coming from you, ladies and gentlemen. When you know that, your whole life is in the palm of your hands. Your entire life is in the palm of your hands. It's all you have to know. It's all you have to know. And this is why Albert Einstein said imagination is more important than facts. This is why he essentially said that imagination is everything. You need to be thinking. When you're thinking, you need to be imagining all the time. Always be imagining. Instead of daydreaming, you need to be all daydreaming. All daydreaming. Don't just daydream. All daydream. All daydream. While you're doing everything you're doing, all daydream. That's how you create your reality, ladies and gentlemen. I'm putting you guys on the game, yo.